What is good, everybody? If you are as excited about New Comic Book Day as I am, you are in the right spot. So buckle up, sit down. We're going to get into the Wednesday pull list down here in the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. We are running a little late tonight. 'Tis the season for everything to be busy, but we are here nonetheless. It's going to be a nice, quick, easy show tonight. We've got a comfortable amount of books, just not too many. You know what I mean? Just right kind of in that sweet spot. So before we get into these books real quick, we're going to say hi to everybody, hit up this chat. Then we're going to get over these books. We're going to do what we usually do, right? We're going to go over the books, maybe a couple announcements. Then we're going to hit up the chat. Then we'll do a recap of the books for everybody that's showing up a little later on in the episode tonight. So who did we have here hanging out at the very beginning? We had White Tiger. What is up? Cowabunga fam. Bearded Avengers Assemble. And absolutely did we ever. Happy New Comic Book Day. Come on, mama. Thank you for being here. It is one hell of a happy New Comic Book Day. My favorite beard in the game. Love you, brother. Remy Q, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. If you guys aren't following Remy Q Studios, you need to be. I believe him and Big Herm and Fable and some others are doing a live topic on their channel. Actually, that's probably on that's Big Herm's channel right now. They're also live, so make sure you check them out and give them some love. Mishu Seaman, what is up? Good to see you. Look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. And Paul Dunheo is in the house. A replacement phone. Yeah, you'll have that sometimes. Andy is late. Geesh. Yeah, so spoiler alert. Andy's late because Andy fell asleep on the couch. Like, yeah, slept through dinner and everything. We need a little bit of a holiday nap going on. It's just been one of those days. Quick and easy. That's what she said. Absolutely. It's also what I said. Luke's Comics. Hey, Comic People Station. What is up, brother? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Zuni, little fist bump action. Love the new logo. We're trialing out some branding and some logos and stuff like that. This fantastic logo. I owe a great appreciation to Emiliano. It's the same gentleman that does the logos and branding for Tales from the Flip Side. Help me out with that. And I've got a few different iterations that I'm trying out, and it's so far looking pretty cool. You know what I mean? Yes, Nap. Nap was definitely on the docket. So House of L Comics probably should turn away now and look, because there's not a single turn away and not look. Not a single DC book in this stack. I basically bailed in, bailed out, and bailed my way right back to my house with my books. It was a long day. Saw Spider-Man 4 last night. Got home at 12:30 and had to be up at 4. That sounds like one of my work days. Yeah, long work day. Paul, was it worth it? Is the hype for real? We're gonna try to possibly go Sunday after Christmas if we can get tickets. Last weekend we went to buy tickets. Every seat was sold out. Every seat in our theater was sold out both days in a row, Saturday and Sunday, and even Friday before that. I mean, when was the last time you saw a movie at a theater be completely sold out? Like, I haven't run into that in years. So yes, please, no spoilers. Most of us have not seen it yet. I know this household hasn't seen it at all. There's a few guys in the chat that have seen it. We will check it out. It sounds like it's breaking Marvel records, or it's topping the Avengers stuff. It's sounding like it's one of the best MCU movies ever done. Fantastic movie, Remy says. I need to watch Hawkeye and Spider-Man. The Hawkeye show season finale was today, right? Definitely got to check that out too. Paul says, I hate spoilers. I hate spoilers as well, but the older I get, the easier it is to cope with spoilers, because you generally forget stuff within 12 to 24 hours. So let's dip into these books here real quick. You only need the mid. Oh, there's mid. Oh, spoilers. There's multiple credit scenes apparently. So dipping right in, right off the bat. Hawkeye was not good, not great, but good. Okay. I'm going to check that out later. We definitely have some more work to do after this, some more packing and shipping and some wrapping. And I don't mean like 90s West Side wrap. I mean like Christmas wrapping, and that's still a thing. Still got to get done. So dipping right into Marvel, book number 1, Darth Vader number 19 is out today. I was really excited to see this title drop, because I think Pack has been killing. The Greg Pak run of Darth Vader, he's been killing it. It's been a very fun read, and I feel like War of the Bounty Hunters just drug Darth Vader through the mud, and I'm as excited to see where this is going and where he was going to take it next, only to realize at the end of this issue, as I was reading, now we're in the Crimson Reign crossover, and I'm like, no, not falling for that again.
Stay on target.
Yep, not falling for that again.
Stay on target.
Yep, Not falling for that again.
Stay on target.
No more Star Wars crossover events for me. Like seriously. Crimson Reign might be really cool. I'll read what sounds really interesting digitally, but I want to stick with Darth Vader, and hopefully they don't drag this to the mud. Like the last tie-in event that we read, War of the Bounty Hunters, just was half the books you didn't even need to read because the story was just so mirrored on everything else. So you wound up buying all of the books and all the variants, and you got half the story. So I'm not falling for that one again.
Stay on target.
You know it. I'm staying on target. Definitely staying on target. So I'm going to stick with I dropped Dr. Effer. I'm going to stick with Darth Vader. I'm going to stick with Star Wars. I'm going to stick with Bounty Hunters is going for the wife. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I'm not going to buy all of the Star Wars books and all of the variants. We're staying on target. Absolutely. But that being said, we're not giving up on some of the other Star Wars reads that we're kind of hoarding basically. And Trail of Shadows is out for High Republic issue 3. This is going on the reading pile. I'm digging this cover, the character on the stage, and a lot of the blues. So I'm very interested to see what happens here in the story. Definitely one of those ones that I want to sit down and binge read now. I'm finding it more interesting to me to sit down and binge read a lot of these series after they get 4, 5, 6 issues out than trying to read them all month to month. Because I'm starting to realize that if I'm reading 15 different titles month to month, they all start melding together in my brain housing group, and it's getting really hard to keep them separate. So I'm starting to kind of prioritize, like Darth Vader is one of my favorite reads. I'm reading that, House of Slaughter. That's a priority for me in my, fandom, if you will. So I'm kind of taking a lot of these other books that I definitely want to pick up and own and read at some point and kind of lowering them down on that priority list and waiting for 4, 5, 6 issues to get. So new comic book day Wednesday. I mean, this is spoiler free. We're not looking to do full book reviews. Just this is what we're picking up. And if you're picking up these books, if I got a chance to read them, we can talk about them a little bit without spoiling them, which means we also have the variant cover, this beautiful variant cover for Trail of Shadows 3. And then we also got that 1 in 25, and that is the Perel variant, the 1 in 25. Now, we actually talked about this a little bit on Sibbleman's Comic News Weekly yesterday, and how gorgeous of a cover this is. So to grab that was nice. I don't know what the print runs are looking like for High Republic and the High Republic stories, but if interest begins to wane or fade, then print numbers are going to drop, and then these 1 in 25s could be pretty tough to get. We already ran into that issue with Penguin Random House with a lot of the damages to Star Wars stuff and Marvel stuff last month or so, and a lot of those variants and high grade are going to be tough to get. So also adding to the reading list, that's it for Marvel books. That was it, just those 4 Marvel books. Like I said, it's a light week. Andy has like 50 variants for Berserker. He can't get the variants. Yeah, I know. You'll have that. Berserker was one of those titles, just like House of Slaughter, that once I saw it hit previews, I was like, give it to me all. Give them all to me. But, at some point, it's like a fire, trying to drink from a fire hose, so to speak. Time Before Time number 8 is out today. This is hitting the reading pile. The way this story is structured and the way this is reading with the time hopping and the time travel, I'm finding it hard to keep ahead of the story or keep up with the story reading it month to month. It's been pretty difficult. Gorgeous cover. I'm digging what Declan Shelby is putting out. I just feel like this might be one of those titles where the way he has the story structured in his head and the way it's hitting the paper, it'd read a lot better in a trade. But you know me, if I'm into a sci-fi title, I want the trade. I want the single floppy issues. I want to kind of collect them all. Got to collect them all. Give me that Pokeball for the comic books, because the last thing I want to do is fall in love with a story and then 6 months, a year, or 2 years later, try to go get the floppy issues and have them be, hundreds of dollars. Like, I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars. I'd rather pay cover price minus my discount now, which means it's also hitting the path is hitting the path. See, it's Monday. Monday just smacked me so hard this week. Also hitting the reading pile, Telepaths, number 4 of 6. J. Michael Straczynski is the whole reason why I picked this up and put it on my pull list, is I wanted to get a full mini series under my belt from him, start to finish. And this is also one of those ones where it's like, I'm just going to wait till all of them out. There's only 2 more books, and then I'm going to sit down and binge this. So we're adding that to the reading pile as well. And then we move on to Boom. Boom, baby. Nothing but Boom left. Nothing but boom left. House of Slaughter 3 dropped today, and we have cover A. And if I'm remembering the series correctly so far, this is the second cover appearance of this monster, and this issue is also the first full appearance of the monster in the pages, if I remember correctly. So call this maybe like a mini minor key, if you will. But the first full cover appearance was the 1 in 500 Del Mundo copy of #1. That was the first full cover appearance. And then that 1 in 1000 was the first full cover appearance of Jace. So fans of Tinian and fans of House of Slaughter and Something is Killing the Children, they might consider this. This is where my head's at, being kind of this fan of this fandom right now, if you will, the fan of Tinian's writing with this stuff. This is a slower issue. This might be one of those issues where a lot of people drop off on this. This is almost pure character building, and there is some action woven into this, but it's almost just backstory and character building. But you know what I want to talk about is when you pick up this book, this definitely is going to feel different than a regular comic book. I'm going to pull this out. I feel like Boom is doing something different with supplies, and this book has a very different feel to it. Like they've always done the cardstock covers. This feels less cardstocky. It feels more flexible, and it has almost a plasticky feeling. I don't know if it's different inkings or different inks or what. It's still a high quality book, but you can definitely tell they're doing or trying something different with supplies. I don't know if they went somewhere different or they're just trying to change a formula, but this feels, this does not feel like a paper comic book at all. That's what I'm going to say. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just, I want you to leave a comment down below if you notice it like I notice it when you go to open this up and read it. It has a very matte feel to it. It's not that papery kind of sticky kind of ink. This has a very smooth kind of satiny like matte feel to it. It's interesting. It's actually kind of dope. But so it's a pure character building issue in my opinion, and it borderline adult content at the very end. So if you have children in your household, that last page is pretty spicy. Not gonna lie, that's kind of a spicy page. It's important that you get into the oh yep, there it is. Yeah, it's important that you get into the details of Jace and Aaron's relationship, because that's pretty much the driving, they're the driving force behind this. They're the two main characters behind House of Slaughter. I feel like they're gonna go so in depth into Jace and Aaron, like their relationship, that I'm gonna call this out right now. Somebody's gonna die. And it's not going to be right away. It's going to take some time. But I mean, if you've read issue 1 and issue 2, you've already kind of realized where that story is kind of heading, and they kind of want to lead you in a certain direction. But I feel like Tinian's going to toy with us, and Tinian's going to leave. This is the issues 3, 4, and 5 are probably going to be very character development, very character driven, and some backstory. Now, we want to talk about backstory. The way this issue flows is done masterfully. The pacing in this issue is phenomenal, in my opinion. Some people might not agree with me, but he weaves in, not daydreams, but lookbacks. What do you call it when you flashbacks? He weaves in flashbacks so perfectly that the way they're doing the writing and the art, you know how sometimes when there's a very hard abrupt and you don't know where to read next on a panel, that's not the case for this book. The way he weaves in flashbacks is pretty phenomenal. Your eye is caught and drawn in the direction that you need to go to read, and you understand immediately that, oh, hey, I'm entering a flashback, or hey, I'm leaving a flashback. It's very well done. I'm excited to see where they continue to go with this series. I love the color use. I love how dark and gritty this can be. And, we're just a good sci-fi kind of horror tale a little bit with monsters. It's fun. It's fun. I'm excited to see where it goes. I get the feeling like this is going to be a series to watch because people are pretty well saturated with Something is Killing the Children, which is why obviously they're taking a hiatus for that to do House of Slaughter. Well, some people might have gotten their fill with Something is Killing the Children and just might not continue to pick up on House of Slaughter. Now, remember, most people in the indie scene, they're going to pick up the first 1, 2, or 3 issues looking to have those major keys in a series, and then they're going to drop off. So it'll be important to pay attention to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because what did we see if something is killing the children? There's keys littered between the first 10 issues that Tinian did. What I'm saying is if you're a fan of the issues, the first 2 issues, don't give up just because this one is really character driven, and don't give up if this one is a little bit slow. The pacing is phenomenal. We know Tinian does a fantastic job building a story and building a world. So I've rambled on enough about that. That's cover A. We have the sketch cover, the blank sketch variant, which is going to be phenomenal to do something on. The camera does not do it justice. It's a great blood looking red. The camera almost makes it look orange, but it is a good blood red. Paul Dunn, yes, there is a new logo up that we're experimenting with. We'll touch bases on that in just a minute. Rob's Fat Stack of Comics is here. Shattered Glass Comics Reviews, what is up, everybody? Rhinoverse, what is up? We're going to dip into this chat in just a minute. There's only 4 more books to go. So then there was an unlockable variant, which I'm actually happy that they dropped this. So it's a virgin variant of cover A. I'm really liking kind of, it's not a full, there's not really full negative space on the sides, but there's a lot of dead space there with a lot of dark colors. It'd be fantastic for signatures and or remarks. So that'd be really cool. And then next up, we've got the Del Adara 1 in 25. I like Del Adara's work on these covers. So this one's looking pretty cool. It's the farm, right? It's the farm that they talk about quite a bit. And I don't want to talk too much and spoil anything for you guys. So there's that with the blue mask on the page with a group of hounds. And then the 1 in 50 Infante. Now, we talked about this 1 in 50 Infante on Comic News Weekly last night and how gorgeous this was. So the 1 in 50 Infante was actually quite affordable. And I'm very curious. I did not see any 1 in 25s or any 50s available on the shelf. So I feel like my LCS only ordered the bare minimum to get by for the people that were requesting the variants. And that's the 1 in 50. Super gorgeous. I love the purples. Now, this is, without spoiling too much, Jace and his eyes are kind of a focus on this issue. Why do his eyes glow? Well, you got to read, and we got to find out why a little bit more. Don't want to spoil it for you, but Jace isn't the same as Erico, and he's not the same as Aaron. He's slightly different, and I'm really interested to see where this goes. So that 1 in 50 is stellar. And then the last book, they did a 1 in 75. And I'm kind of interested. I'm not just interested, but they went with, this was the Walta variant, the 1 in 75 Walta variant. And this was an interesting choice for a 1 in 75. It's kind of bland. The color palette's kind of bland. And we have Aaron just pulling his mask down. And he's looking away from the art. But what is he looking at? We don't quite know. Now we know that the the name escapes me. The building that they're living in is very old worldy and lots of art hanging in it. So I don't know if he's seeing something in that house that threatens him or he doesn't like. But this might be a little bit of a preview for issue 4. That's kind of, we've seen that happen where you get little snippets of future issues on covers as virgin variants, and then you get there, it's kind of like a spoiler without knowing that it's a spoiler, so to speak. But we're not really getting a whole lot here. I'm actually kind of surprised that they went with something as kind of bland as they did for a 1 in 75, being that the 1 in 50 is so freaking phenomenal looking. But that's it for books. Typically, the Wednesday before Christmas is a very quiet, laid back Wednesday. So this was actually quite a few books right before Christmas, so it was fun to be able to do a new comic book day and have a number of books to talk about. We'll get into announcements here in just a second, then we'll roll right into the chat. So don't forget, this Friday, Christmas Eve, on the Whatnot app, it is scheduled right now. If you go on there and search ComicManAndy, a user, and find my Christmas Eve follower giveaway, it's there. All you got to do is follow to be a part of that. We're going to try the new follower giveaway, the new giveaway portion of Whatnot, where it automatically takes your followers, and with the click of a button, it'll kind of roll like a slot machine at a casino, which looked really neat on the previews. I want to see if I can give that a try. And if it doesn't, if I can't get it to work, we'll still have the backup list and we can run the wheel like we've done in the past. And just for funsies, I'll try to find a couple of quick packs or maybe a couple of stackers just for fun. just to kind of bring some value and bring some enjoyment to hanging out for 20 or 30 minutes when we do that giveaway. Maybe I'll find a couple other books that we can give away at the same time on there. So surprises will be a hold there. Don't miss out on that. That's going to be a ton of fun. And then we all know Christmas is Saturday. That's going to be a blast. Monday, if you're not aware, there is a Whatnot Facebook group. It's a private group that anybody can request to join. Go to Facebook. If you do use Facebook, go to Facebook, search Whatnot, look for that. There's about 1,300 followers in there now, 1,300 people in there. Request to join that there because you will find an event for next Monday at 8 p.m. Modern Comic Mondays is going to throw a Whatnot clinic for buyers and sellers. So what that means is we're going to work to try to mirror a cell phone and create a, not dummy account, but we're going to try to create an account from the ground up to show people that have questions about starting up on the app for any reason. They can see it step by step. I'm going to try to mirror the phone so that they can see that. And then we're going to work ourselves into the clinic, so to speak, to talk about do's and don'ts, tips and tricks. There are already some people that have thrown some questions out there about how to do this versus that. And we're going to address those questions on that Whatnot clinic. So my plan is for that to be a good 2-hour long clinic on Monday night, starting at 8 p.m. for Modern Comic Mondays here on the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo YouTube channel. Then the link to join is it's already posted. You guys can already see it on the channel right there, ready to go. It's already posted, standing by. 4 or 5 days left until we go live. But I implore you to check out the Whatnot group there, because if you have questions about Whatnot that you want to write down and ask, that's the best place to drop those questions so that I can put them into the script. And they're not really a script, but just write down the list and we can work our way through the list. Because if you got plenty of people in there asking a lot of questions live in the chat, it's going to be kind of hard to bounce from question to question, but we will definitely work hard to hit everybody's questions and address anything the best that we can. Now, the clinic isn't meant to be an all-encompassing, I know absolutely 100% of everything, because I don't. I'm just a human. I've gone through my own trials and tribulations, and I'm willing to try to share some of those and try to maybe teach some tricks that I've learned. And I'm hoping to learn just as much as everybody else in that feedback loop there with what people have figured out and people have learned. You know what I mean? So I'm actually really excited to do that, because I'm going to be kind of going out of my norms and living in the stretch, so to speak, of trying some new things. And that'll have me learning quite a bit. So that's exciting. We got the Christmas Eve follower giveaway. We got the Whatnot clinic on Monday. And then we are rolling into the end of 2021. So that means we need to do up a couple of pieces of content for the channel, which one's going to be a list of goals for 2022 for the channel goals. I try to revisit that yearly and try to post that at the very end or very beginning of the year, right around that week of January 1st, that weekend. So basically at the very beginning of the next year. So list of channel goals. And then also, there's going to be like a top 5 grabs of 2021, top 5 comics picked up of 2021. So I'm going to be working on that and trying to sort that out a little bit. We also got another email from CGC that a box has been completed and graded and shipped. So there's going to be a CGC unboxing here sometime during the holiday season, which is going to be dope. That's going to be probably pre-recorded and uploaded. I don't know. I kind of want to do it live. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Do you prefer live CGC unboxings, or do you prefer recorded, edited CGC unboxings? I like going live. It gets the adrenaline pumping. It gets the heart racing. And the CEO of the dojo loves to be down here for those. So we're going to consider doing that, because I want to experiment with recording in 4K and doing unboxings like that. But at the same fashion, just nothing kind of beats that pure adrenaline rush of doing a live CGC unboxing right there and then. And this box coming back, I'm excited for, because CGC bumped a book from the tier that I submitted it to, from Modern Fast Track. They bumped it to Standard. And there's only 2 reasons why they would do that. One, either it didn't fit the criteria when you addressed it and shipped it in, and I know this book did, because it's definitely a modern book. 2, it exceeds the value of that modern tier. Holy shit, are you serious? We might have a banger coming back, and I'm excited. I'm not going to spoil that book, but it's definitely a Star Wars related book, and it could be a banger. We're getting people saying do it live, so we're just going to go ahead and do it live on a Modern Comic Mondays is what we're going to do. Try to bring multiple camera angles so that we can show off the slabs better, and you guys get to see the reaction as we display those, and it's going to be one of those. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I've never had CGC bounce a book from one tier to the next higher tier because of a value reason. Because I know it met the criteria. It's a modern Star Wars book. There's no doubt about it. So it's definitely being bumped due to value. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm gonna keep checking the census for that particular book. And if a 9.9 drops on there, I'm gonna crap my pants. More than likely, it's probably gonna be a 9.8 though. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. So those are a couple of major announcements, which means rolling into 2022 and talking about channel goals. One of the next announcements is, as you can see up over here, there is now a new logo present. I've worked with somebody to come up with some ideas for some logos for the channel. That'll be ever evolving. I like what that artist did, but I kind of realized that the way him and I put it together, it kind of doesn't work for white backgrounds like on YouTube. It kind of gets lost. So there'll be a little bit of evolution on that and working to figure that out, which means if there's a logo, there's going to be stickers. And if there's going to be stickers, we're going to be putting those in packages. And if there's going to be stickers, where do we stop? So there's going to be some thank you cards for people that are getting gifts and some other things, the giveaways. I'm going to kind of go that route. I will still always 100% do a handwritten thank you note going in each and every package, but I like the idea of basically putting in the cards there as well with the logo. It's kind of a fun addition, throwing in some stickers, maybe some pins. I don't know. We're going to look into it and see where that kind of goes. But that means that with 2022, a new year comes new goals. We are going to be working to, I'm looking at what it's going to take to actually set up a streaming studio. This essentially is a streaming studio here, but where I sit, I do everything from. I work from here, I stream from here, I do comics from here, I bag and board here, I pack and ship here. So every time I do a Whatnot auction, a bunch of this all gets broken down, packed up, and set up for Whatnot. When the Whatnot auction is done, that gets packaged up, boxed up, and shipped out. Or not shipped out, but then we sit down and set this up as a shipping station. Well, then as a shipping station, a one-man shipping station, this whole corner, this whole U-desk turns into like a factory line of shipping books. And then once that's done, that's got to get packed up and cleaned up. There's a lot of labor that goes into just this little corner of transitioning when it comes to content creation, Whatnot, packing, shipping. So I'd like to have like a dedicated spot where I can sit and it only be streaming. It only be streaming and only be recording. That way I don't have to break anything down, pack anything up, undo this, redo that, because time is something you'll never get more of, right? So if I can spend more of my time with my family by creating my own little streaming corner so that it's set up, and you don't have to budget for that extra hour and a half of prep work of cleaning down here. I'm constantly cleaning and organizing this place. And now I'm at the point where, because I'm constantly cleaning and organizing, I lose books all the time. There's stuff I can't find. It took me a week and a half, 2 weeks to find the books that I was going to send to Come On Mama and Zuni. And then the other books that I wanted to do a giveaway for that night, I couldn't find them anywhere. You know, there's looking at some of the hot lists kind of is what I use. Lords of the Long Box and CBSI and some of those other, the Key Collector, all of those apps, all those lists kind of like, oh, that's worth what? Okay, well, I'm going to add that to the CGC, send off the CGC box. I've got probably 30 or 40 books that I can't find anywhere to put in the it needs to go to CGC box. I got to get organized. So 2022, we're going to be back to trying to get organized again and finding a way to store things a little bit better. So those are the announcements. Holy moly. This is a long-winded night. If you can't tell, I'm exhausted. I am tired, much like everybody else. This push into the holiday season can be rough for a lot of people. If you've never worked retail or don't know about retail, working retail is this time of year is tough on everybody. So make sure you're taking care of each other, helping each other out. If your friends work retail, send them a thank you note or send them a Starbucks gift card or get them a coffee somewhere. Let them know you're thinking about them, because retail people are getting killed right now. We're going to recap these books, but we're going to hit up the chat again one more time before we recap these books, because we've got One Shot Comics in the house. What is up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Andy's package and stickers. Yeah, that would be really actually kind of dope to do some stickers. I don't know what they cost, but I guess if you buy them in bulk, they could be pretty inexpensive. I know Skeff and I were talking about that a little bit, and he said those foil ones were pretty dope. And you know I love foil, so we're going to look into that. Retail exhausting, especially during the holiday. Yes, absolutely. Dibs on a t-shirt, Zuni says. That's something I'm going to have to look into and check out. That'd be pretty neat. That would be cool. Yes, the stickers. Maybe I will have one back also, and we can do it together like the good old days. Yeah, that would be pretty dope, like a dual CGC unboxing. Do it live. So everybody in the chat says do the CGC unboxing live. I kind of like that better too, because I feel like recording it and editing it, I feel like that doesn't deliver the same amount of energy to you guys as it does to me in the moment. And the idea is sharing that energy in the moment and live with you guys is way more appealing to me and hopefully to you guys. Edited content and recorded content is fantastic. Some people will only watch those 5 or 10-minute videos. Most people won't watch an hour-long video. So we'll do it live, and we'll see if we can clip it down into something more digestible for those people that only have the 10 or 15 minutes too. And we'll see what happens there. Rob's Fat Stack of Comics, what is up, brother? Yes, very cool idea, he says. Michael is in the house. What is up, guys? Excellent. I just got approved yesterday. Very cool. Done deals has been approved on Whatnot. So I think I want to find a way to delete my app off my phone, like actually delete it and remove my account so that I do everything from scratch and I'm mirroring the screen so that people can see that. I'll create a fake dummy Gmail account, that doesn't have any connections, and then I can contact Whatnot and have them delete that profile later. I'm sure they'd be okay with that, considering it's for kind of educational, like that clinic purpose, so to speak. Absolutely. Loved his work on We Only Find Them. Yeah, very cool. Michael J. Straczynski? No. Technically, no. See, this is why when I go too far and don't keep up with the chat, I kind of forget where we're at. The big ratio was amazing. Yes, definitely a new logo. Rob, what is up again? Welcome back. There you are. Welcome to the stream tonight. If you guys don't know Rob's Fat Stack of Comics, you guys need to subscribe to Rob. Head over and search Rob's Fat Stack of Comics on YouTube, or if a moderator in here can drop that link in the chat. Sometimes we've got some links set aside that we're ready to drop into the chat, but those preloaded ones that we have, sometimes it ebbs and flows. Those people don't show up. And then people that were not, people that we didn't expect to see because they're usually busy this time of night on Monday, then show up. And unfortunately, I didn't have Rob's link available right away. So sorry for that, brother. Yes, anyone here like gold? You know I like gold, man. I really like the first issue of House of Slaughter. So did I. And I really like the second one too. The third one, you can tell, is like really heavy character building, which sometimes can come off pretty slow. But I think he makes up for it in the pacing on there. What do you call a bunch of chess players bragging about their games in a hotel lobby? Chestnuts boasting in an open... Oh my God, are you serious? Pro level. Come on, mama, with the pro level dad jokes. Oh my God, that's good. Yes. So rolling right back down to the beginning here. After 40 years of collecting, I've found the only way to stay organized is to stop collecting, and that's not happening. Yeah, One Shot is definitely on point with that. One good way, I think, is just knuckling down, finishing my Punisher collection and boxing it up and setting it aside and being done with it. So 2022, I'm going to focus on the Punisher collection a fair bit. As far as like volume 2, I have all the Raw books. Volume 1, the miniseries, I have all those. But we need to work on the Punisher magazine series. We need to work on a couple of other things. Warzone, I think we're lacking a little bit. Either way, that's going to start. We're going to start knocking off those titles, like actually buckling down now to knock off those titles, knock off, and boxing those up and setting them aside so that they're not in that mix of books that are constantly being shuffled through or searched and whatnot. And detailed marking. Like I've always left my short boxes unmarked because I feel like if I have to swap things around and move things around, then I'm dedicated to keeping that short box like that. So I want to find a way of using 3x5 cards or construction paper or something similar to that, where it's not permanently marking the box, because a lot of us have ruined more short boxes or long boxes than we care to remember by doing that. And then you're like, well, I got to cross all that crap out. Did retail for 10 years when I first got married, had to work hard to get off the sales floor, and I don't miss it. And most people, people that don't work retail don't realize that people that are in retail work almost every holiday. They don't get to, a lot of them don't get to spend holidays with their family like most other people do. It's a very different world retail is. And retail, oftentimes you're working very long shifts, first shift, second shift, third shift. Retail is a thing. Even though a store's not open, they need third shifts to restock, re-prepare, and get ready. So there's a lot of third shift retail workers that people aren't aware of, and it's a thing. It's nuts. Retail is battle pay. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Infante. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, his work on We Only Find Them When They're Dead. I have to go back and pull those covers and look at them again. I didn't immediately recognize Infante's work from that. But Pargy's Kidding, thanks for being here. Good to see you. VOTFY, consider hitting that subscribe button, hang out with us, and join us on every Monday and every Wednesday, and look for edited content being dropped Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Much love, brother. Yes, there you go. There's Rob's Fat Stack of Comics channel link, so be sure to hit that channel link. Thank you, Paul Dunn, for dropping that. Go over and support Rob and hit subscribe. You'll enjoy the content over there wholeheartedly. Use Post-its. Actually, that's a fantastic idea. Readily available, easy to replace, and they won't damage anything. Rob, appreciate that, man. Yeah, that is a good tip right there. Use blank stickers from your thermal printer. That's not bad either, because then you could just thermal print a new one and put it over that. And if you got a thermal printer, you don't even need to do blank ones. You could do some pretty cool designs with a thermal printer. Nikki Comics Addiction, thanks for being here. Thanks for that great tip. I will take that into consideration wholeheartedly. That's why I left car sales and went into electrical work. Shocking, bro. Shocking. Ed, One Well beer right now. One Well isn't open. Oh, no, they're open. We are tucked in for the night. We've got Christmas presents to wrap. Ed, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. My one of my all-time best friends hanging out here tonight. Really appreciate the Christmas card. Unlike you, I am non-organized and I do not have Christmas cards ready, and it is a terrible mess. But we will do a beer at our favorite local brewery here very soon, and we will talk comic books and we'll play some pinball. It'll be a blast. It'll be a good time. Absolutely, Paul. Thank you for the laugh. Yeah, we're going to recap these books for everybody that's showing up now. We're going to do a quick recap, and then we'll recap those announcements, and then we'll call it a night. Oh my God, it is 9:20 already. We are now gaining time. The solstice was what, 2 days ago? Yeah. Thank the Lord Almighty for those of us that are living in the northern hemisphere, so to speak. We are going to start gaining time now. The shortest day of the year was 2 days ago. Now every day we're going to gain like a minute. I'm not gaining. Did I just say gaining time 3 times? I mean, gaining sunshine. Although those of us in Michigan just see gray constantly. But the sun's going to be rising earlier and setting later. And I think we gain like a half a minute on either end or something like that. I'm no scientist and I'm no meteorologist. But the solstice is behind us now. There's 3 months until spring? January, February, March. 3.5 months, 4 months. I mean, if you're in Michigan, it's more like 4 or 5 months. But we're on the upward trend. 2 minutes a day. Yesterday it was, he says, yes. So we're going to start gaining time. I'm excited for that. So we are going to quickly go over these books one more time. Quick recap, and we're going to go backwards. Starting off with Boom Studios, the 1 in 75. What do we say? Was this the Infant? No, this was the Walta variant. And we said it was an interesting choice of art they picked for this. I'm curious if this is going to play a role or be a very small hidden panel from issue 4 or 5 coming up. We'll see. Right. Aaron there is looking very young and very surprised. So this is kind of a callback or a flashback to Aaron's younger days. And like we said, this issue was a character-driven issue. Very different style. Not kind of what we're used to with Something is Killing the Children of this universe. This was very character-driven, and the way it flows was really good. I think it flows really well, especially with the rolling into a flashback and then rolling out of a flashback. It's very natural. Your eye was drawn very well to those panels. And then that means the Infante 1 in 50 this is my cover pick of the week. This Infante 1 in 50 is absolute fire. I love the way they use the color. I love the way they use magentas and pinks and purples on covers. It's just super cool. This screams Remark in that bottom corner. This one right here. Yep, right by the spine there. That screams Remark and screams signature right down the collar or something like that. Oop, yeah, right there. So I'm looking, hopefully I don't forget about this book and I remember to bring it to a convention if there's Infante at a convention sometime. But that means we've got the 1 in 25 coming up next, the Deladera. I've been digging what Deladera has been doing in this universe on these covers. And you've got a pack full of dogs at the farm with a blue mask there. Not going to spoil much else. But if you've read the other issues, you're going to want to read this one. At least do yourself a favor and sit down and absorb that one if you're a fan of Tinian's writing. Then we've got the unlocked retailer variant, and I'm glad that they've done. I'm enjoying the fact that they're doing virgin variants of cover A because I feel like they're doing a really, really good job with all of their cover A's. Boom Studios has been doing a fantastic job with their cover A's. I'm really enjoying them. So when they turn around and do a Virgin variant of that, I'm really liking it. The one catch is kind of Berserker. Some of those covers can be a hit, some of them can be a miss. And then when they decide, like last week was the Berserker, it was the 1 in 50 Tyler Kirkham variant. That's the one they needed to foil out, and they didn't. I digress. That was last week. That's a whole thing. But then we've got the blank sketch variant. Now, this is a very cool blood red in person. The camera does not do it justice and makes it kind of look orange. JP, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Good to see you, brother. Today felt like it went on forever. Guess it's working. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It is definitely Wednesday. And then, like we said, there is the cover A. And I want to know, you guys leave a comment down below after the replay, or leave a comment in the chat here if you've read the book already, if you picked up your books. This doesn't feel like a normal comic book. Feel like things were done differently. It's got a very matte, silky kind of feel to it, and it almost feels plasticky on the cover. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just very interesting. It's very interesting. It doesn't feel like a normal comic book. I want to know if you guys have picked up on that as well, and if you didn't, then maybe I'm just a crazy person, which is an entire possibility. But then we are adding Telepaths, number 4 of 6 to the reading pile. J. Michael Straczynski. I've been calling him Michael J. Straczynski this whole time. See, I'm human. Yes. Time Before Time, number 8. Declan Shelby, I've been a big fan of, but I feel like the way this is paced out and the way this is written, I feel like it's really designed in his head to be a start to finish read in a trade paperback. So I'm collecting the issues because I like his work and I like the art in the series. But realistically, I'm going to sit down and binge it when I have all the issues with me. Kind of hard to keep up with it month to month. Those 3.5 weeks in between issues. Then you got to go back and reread everything. And it's like, becomes quite the chore to have to, if you're reading 15 to 20 titles in a month, it becomes quite the chore to reread 2 or 3 issues before that. So you're essentially reading 3 to 4 comic books per title per week. That's a lot of reading. It is a lot of reading. How do the elves clean Santa's sleigh the day after Christmas? They use Santa's. Oh my. Yeah. They certainly do. They certainly do. Holy moly. And then we're on to Star Wars The High Republic number 3. The variant edition, the 1 in 25 Perel variant. And we talked about this on Comic News Weekly yesterday, and the group was in the same mindset of this being a fantastic looking cover. And I agree with them now that I'm seeing it in person. And that means I've got my books out of order a little bit, but did I lose some books? No. Interesting. Okay, so no, they moved the trade dress. That's what threw me off. The trade dress for Trail of Shadows is on the bottom here for the 125. Then we've got this gorgeous cover B variant for Trail of Shadows. Love the oranges on there. And then the cover A of Trail of Shadows. This is going to hit the reading pile. I'll figure out what's going on later. In fact, I'll probably sit down and read it here in just a little bit, actually. We're about to end the show in about 15 minutes, so I've got a little bit of time I can do that tonight. That's going to be fantastic. And then Star Wars Darth Vader 19, digging this cover. Now, I'm really sad that I was not able to get the cover B. There was one copy left of that fantastic cover B with the helmet, with the bright colors, with the reflection of the lightsaber. And there was one cover left. And I'm like, oh, thank God there's one. I looked, and it was damaged. Like, not just little stuff, but 2 or 3 really big spine creases, and they were color breaking spine creases. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy the extra cover when the guts are the same in this. And I'm not going to buy a damaged cover B. So maybe I'll hunt one down later. I don't know. It is a fantastic looking cover. And you guys go check it out. If you've been reading Darth Vader, you'll enjoy that one. You'll enjoy it. But Darth Vader 19 with Pack, I was excited that we're getting away from War of the Bounty Hunters because I feel like that was kind of a train wreck of a crossover. Only to find out at the end of this issue, I forgot Crimson Reign is going on, and now this is going to be tied in. All of the issues, Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra, Star Wars, Bounty Hunters, everything is going to be tied together again now for Crimson Reign. and they've got a separate Crimson Reign title. Nope.
Stay on target.
Yep.
Stay on target.
Yep. I'm not gonna do the major crossover tie-in events again for Star Wars. Not falling for it. I don't feel like the writers have the freedom that they want to make the stories in a way that, I mean, if the writers for Marvel had 100%, I don't know. I feel like Marvel doesn't give writers enough credit, so to speak. Like, I feel like there's a lot of editing and a lot of changing and a lot of things, and then you end up buying all of these books and half of them are almost the exact same story. No, I'm not gonna do it. That's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. We'll hit up this chat again real quick, and then we'll go over the last couple of announcements, and we'll close it out for the night. Yes, 2 minutes a day, he says. Today felt like it went on forever. Guess it's working. Yeah, agreed. Hey, Andy in chat. JP, good to see you, brother. If you guys don't know JP's Budget Collecting, you got to subscribe to JP's Budget Collecting. He's just on the subscribers are flowing in for him. He's got some fantastic content you don't want to miss. Please check out those look backs. Those are critical, important bits of information to have that'll help you build your collection over time. I use it every week. I watch it every week. I don't get to comment and interact as much as I like to, but that is one show that I catch every week if he's got it going down. Yes. Paul and Come On Mama. How do the elves clean Santa's? Yes, we did talk about that. They use sanitizer. Holy moly. So announcements, don't forget to go hit follow on the Whatnot app for ComicManAndy. Make sure that you're bookmarking that Christmas Eve, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's set up as a sale, but that's the follower giveaway, and it's pinned in there we're giving away the Omni-Man, the Invincible #1 Omni-Man trade dress. Oh my God, I haven't even said it for 2 days. I haven't even told you guys what we're giving away. We're giving away the Invincible #1 Omni-Man trade dress. That's a fantastic variant cover, Whatnot exclusive. You can't get anywhere else. So we're giving that away, and I can't wait to see who wins that one. It's going to be a blast. And yeah, we're going to do that Whatnot show. Next Modern Comic Mondays, next Monday, 8 p.m. There's going to be a 2-hour clinic going down where we're going to talk about how to download the app, how to get it set up, how to buy your first books if that's what you're there for. And if you want to be a seller, what it's going to take to be a seller. And if you are already a seller, what can you do to stand out, be different, improve your game, and or, little tips, little tricks here and there. What's going to make life easier for you as a buyer and what's going to make life easier for you as a seller? That's what we're going to look at talking about. So guess we are all tired tonight. The chat is quiet. It is this. Yeah, this is it's a tiring week right now before Christmas. As adults, it's not like what we remember years ago. What did the stamp say to the Christmas card? Stick with me and we'll go places. Yeah, that is so true. What comes at the end of Christmas? The letter. Oh, I thought you were going to say Santa Claus. Oh my God. Yes. Once again, thank you everybody for a fantastic Wednesday, drawing up as much energy as we can right before Christmas. We are going to do, Friday night, the follower giveaway. That part of that announcement was I'm going to work to try to multi-stream or stream that to YouTube as well at the same time. So you guys might see that pop up. And if you want to hang out, it's Christmas Eve. Don't expect anybody to be around, but it's a time to experiment and try to learn new things. So we're going to try that. Like we said, we're going to be trying to mirror the actual app on the phone to StreamYard and see how that works going live. Ooh, should be a trick. Should be an interesting tool in the toolbox if we can get that to work. So once again, thank you everybody for being here. Come on, Mama says you're welcome, JP. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing the energy. And we're drawing up as much as we can. Hope you guys are too. This is the last push till Christmas. You guys are fantastic, right? This connective tissue that is comic books is fantastic, right? But the most important part of this are all of you, each and every day and every week, playing a role, playing a part of this, sharing your opinions, sharing your feelings, and talking comic books. Because without you guys, I could just be talking to myself for years. Or has that been what I'm doing? Is the Matrix? You guys know how I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side for the next video. And remember, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Enjoy it. I hope to see you guys again soon. Maybe I'll see you guys Friday night. If not, we will see you Monday on the other side of Christmas. Peace out, everybody.
Be excellent to each other. Then party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold.
Switch to targeting computer.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold. I love gold.